We've never stated that.
Well, can I ask you, is it below cost?
It is not. It is about an 83 to 85% reduction on the selling price presently that we are having on the commercial side in Guatemala.
I do appreciate that, but I wondered if it's possible whether you could tell me whether that is below cost or not.
No, I'm not going to. No, I can't
Okay.
tell you that. I can tell you it's an 85% reduction.
Okay.
Now, he might not be able to comment on that because, you know, obviously they have a policy of not commenting on how much it costs to manufacture a drug. They might also be slightly embarrassed at the cost of the manufacturing drug because it retails around $13 to $15. And if you buy a generic version of the drug manufactured in somewhere like Brazil, the costs of manufacture are about 64 cents. Do the maths. If you're American, do the math. I said, are you going to claim a tax deduction on the Guatemala? No, Mark, we are not going to do that. What about in sub-Saharan Africa? That $1 per patient per treatment per day, are you claiming that's part of a bargain sale and getting a tax deduction on that? To the best of my knowledge, Mark, no. How much time do you spend with accountants, Bob? Oh, as little as possible. And suddenly the voice of corporate affairs goes, we're going to get back to you as soon as possible on that, Mark. I will get you an answer. They haven't yet. So, we haven't heard from you, Bob. Please, would you get in touch? We need to know. It's important to hear the Bristol-Myers Squibb story. In fact, Bob, it's more important to hear the Bristol-Myers Squibb story, and I agree with you. The Bristol-Myers Squibb story is very important. What about that bit of the Bristol-Myers Squibb story where actually you were the biggest donor to American political parties and representatives out of the entire pharmaceutical industry last year? In fact, Bristol-Myers Squibb donated over $1 million. What about the rest of the Bristol-Myers Squibb story where the former chief executive was paid $60 million last year in paid bonus share options? What about the bit of the Bristol-Myers Squibb story where one of your former executives said, we first learned about the AIDS epidemic in Africa when we were flying over in a plane, and someone explained to me, and my first impulse was, my God, we've got to give drug. And then I thought, no, we can't do that. And sometimes I think, you know, have we done enough? And it's like that bit in Schindler's List at the end where Schindler says to his accountant, you know, have I done enough? I could have done more. And he says, look at the people you've saved. You've saved the future. And we feel that we're like Schindler's List. I think fucking not! Incredible. And so, but what we wanted to do, we thought, OK, they're not taking the donation in Guatemala. That's something to praise, but we need to find out. It's all about transparency. It's about information. If we're giving, this is our money. Remember, the tax break is our money we're giving to them. We need to know what the costs are. We need to know where the donations go. We need to know how they're claiming what they're claiming. So we thought we'd go along to their UK headquarters. I took a bunch of flowers just to say well done on not taking the deal in Guatemala, and an inappropriate gift. Took a traffic cone. Gift wrapped. And we thought we're going to go down and politely ask these questions about openness and transparency. Their response was to call the police.
Another face. Thomas.
Hiya, how you doing?
I had a strange dream I was going to interview you at some point.
Did you really?
You're my worst nightmare, Thomas.
Yeah, I'm genuinely not.
Pharmaceutical office talking about drug donation, and the cop's going, you're in my dream, you're like a digestive biscuit, and I was dunking you, but it was in breast milk. And then I thought of my mum, she was a light bulb and she went out. But he was very sweet, and I explained what we were about and I explained what we were doing, and he said, I'll hand the questions into them if you like. Won't guarantee an answer, but I can hand them the questions. So I wrote down the questions. We're still waiting for your answer. When you're ready. Maybe you and Bob can hook up. We'll do a conference call on it and we'll get the Bristol-Myers Squibb story. So, you know that money we gave to Wyeth that they made us take back? Because Wyeth insisted we took it, we used the money to help publish this report on drug donations, corporate charity or taxpayer subsidy. The thing is, we thought we wanted to go round. We wanted to get to Gordon Brown, who's the person who's in charge of this law. So with War and Want, we went to Downing Street to hand in a copy of the report and to do that photograph, everyone does in front of the door.
Do you want to get into
So we went in there, and you have to go through the police scans and they, through the bag detections and the metal detectors and the scanners and the frisks and all of this.
All right, OK. Hello there.
Hello there.
This is a report we've written with War and Want, and we'd like you to present that
Okay then.
to the Chancellor. It's on drug donations, it's on inappropriate donations.
Okay then.
And there is just one thing to accompany that, which is a small donation which goes with it, and this comes with the report to remind us of the inappropriateness of donations.
Okay then.
Thank you very much indeed
Thank
for your
you very
help.
much.
Cheers, thank you.
I know, it's a bit cheeky. What was brilliant is as we were walking past, I could hear the cops going, how did you get that in? Well, it's organic material, it didn't come up on a metal detector. So, what we'd like you to do is this. If you think the tax laws should be transparent, if you think they should be registered, if you think that our money should be only spent on quality measured donations that are appropriate and which anything outside the WHO guidelines is not counted for tax deductions, we're asking you to send... Well, nearly everyone's got some kind of medical packaging in their home. The packets from, medicines and stuff like that. And the Royal Mail, actually, by law, has to take nearly anything that you put in the post. What we're asking you to do is just tape up the end of your packaging, put Gordon Brown's address on the front, stamp on, and send as much of it as possible to number 11 Downing Street. And when I say as much of it as possible, the dream is we will send so much that he will have to spend 34 million on an incinerator. Send it in, man. Send it in by the sackload, send it in by the truckload, because somewhere in the middle of that is his postcard from Tony Blair from Tuscany. And he's going to want that bit.